Welcome back. It's time. It's time to get into round one, dude. Holy cow, I'm so excited. We got 19 awesome Star Wars Unlimited players here today. They're going to be going into 5 best of 3 rounds, and they're going to be cutting right down to a top 4.
Yep.
Holy cow, the cut's going to be real intense. And to start the day today, we have a real intense matchup, don't we, sir?
Yes, I can't wait to see it. It's going to be great.
What do we got? Tell the good people what we have in store for them into this round one.
We got a rematch from our last stream, the finals of the store showdown. We've got Hunter versus Brett.
Oh my goodness! Now this is sweet. Now this is going to be a rematch, but what's going on the table is going to be very, very different, isn't it?
Oh yeah, yep. This is going to be a much different matchup than it was last time. So we've got Hunter is back here. He's running his mono green Palp, but he swapped his base out. He said, "I don't need this 30 hit point base. This is for losers. Okay, I'm going ECL, so I'm going to bring the pain to you. Is what I'm going to do." And so Brett is going to be on Boba Yellow this time as well. I think he was Boba Green last time, but he swapped it up. And he's like, nope, going aggro, going yellow.
It's always Boba with Brett. However, this is an interesting build. We're not going to spill the complete sauce just yet, but if you've been paying attention to what some of the Boba Yellows have been doing in these recent PQs, there's some real spicy big ships in here, aren't there?
Oh, there is. There's one in particular that Brett was known to play before that PQ, and so yes, we'll see. We'll see if it makes an appearance.
I'm so very excited for this. Now we have a pretty gangster start back and forth here.
Yeah.
Evazan into some clear, into a cunning on curve. We got to bring our resources back up. We get to replay this little Star Viper guy, and now we've got Star Viper staring down the TIE Phantom. But the cunning, getting rid of the Star Viper swinging this turn and not taking out our lurking and surviving, very, very, very big deal.
Everybody's got a plan until they get a cunning on turn 3.
Correct. And that massive chunk of damage from that buffed up lurking TIE Phantom, is this kind of bad, dude? We have 11 on base already.
I'm not gonna lie, we're in a tight spot already. This is not really how we mapped this game out. That's for sure.
Dude, I'm not loving it.
No.
Now we have a pretty, I mean, it's not a whole lot going on, but this is a massive swing and a play. We're going to get to swing with the Star Viper, restore 2, and kill a TIE Phantom. Yeah. How does Boba Yellow return the pressure from here on out?
Yep.
Triple Dark Raid.
That's pretty good.
That's
a pretty good answer.
That is probably how Triple Dark Raid's a really good start to that.
Yeah.
Especially because this is our flip turn. So if we can get something off the board, it depends what else Hunter presents to us.
Fire spray here would be pretty sweet.
Fire spray here would be pretty gangster. I see we're on 5 resources on both sides. We haven't seen any ramp come from Palpatine's side yet. We do have a command in the hand, though. Oh my god!
There's the fire spray.
This is the power, guys. This is the power of the Boba Yellow, the Triple Dark Raid nonsense. It's crazy, man. Because we saw Lurking TIE Phantom, we saw Triple Dark Raid. People put together the Grand Moff Tarkin decks, realized that engine was just so strong, and then went, this Tarkin deck is cute, but what if we just put this engine into frickin' Boba guy and made it even better, baby?
Yeah.
And now we're grabbing fire sprays with Triple Dark Raid, and this is a whole lot of damage. Hunter's hand is not equipped for this.
Nope.
It's not in a fantastic play for something like this. We play a Gamorrean Retainer, so at least we've got a ground sentinel now, unless the fire spray chooses to take out the Star Viper. I think that's actually what I would probably do here, right?
It is, yeah, and I think that is the play, but it was an interesting situation Brett found himself in. Like, we hit Yahtzee with the fire spray off of the TDR, right?
Right.
But the problem is to get the full 8 out of the Boba turn, we do have to take a unit off the board. And so because the Star Viper survived the hit on the Phantom, then we got to run the fire spray into the Consortium Star Viper, which feels a little, not quite as what we want to do, right, as far as being able to tag the base for 5. But we do have 4 resources ready, so we can come back with something here.
Correct. And it was also very, very, very strong that we had another green unit to play. True. After the Star Viper died, we had the Salacious Crumb to turn back on the Retainer Sentinel. So, I mean, all in all, those 2 units together, that was 9 damage we didn't take to the face.
True.
That's pretty good. 9 damage basically would have made us dead on this next turn,
Absolutely,
so that's massive.
Yeah.
However, though, while we staved off all that damage, the Triple Dark Raid's going to bounce the fire spray, but there's still a Boba Fett leader and a lurking TIE Phantom on the board, and I don't know that there's any one card action that kills Boba here in this green Palpatine deck. There's no unit on board, so we can't barrage, we can't strike true or anything like that. And then the lurking is just, unkillable by basically anything. We'd have to like traitorous the lurking right now. That's probably the best thing the Hunter could do.
Yeah.
And all Hunter's actually got here is throwing down a Super Laser Technician. We do have a command, so there's a world where we could, no, because we're only on 6, right? So we can't pop the command.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can't pop the command here. If we could have popped the command, dealt the power to Boba, and then used a laser tech with the Palp Ping to finish him off, no, I guess we wouldn't have gotten the ready resource back just yet. So we could have done that all on this turn, but it would have been pretty good. But now, I mean, the damage is just racking up, dude.
Up now.
Oh,
And the fire spray's coming out.
Yeah, the fire spray comes out, it puts us to 21, and I mean, there's just nothing. There's just nothing that can be done on this turn. That was just a real tidy textbook Yellow Boba situation.
Yeah, that's what we're looking to do with Yellow Boba there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's brutal. That's a brutal one. But I mean, that is the downfall of Palpatine, right? Is falling prey to the aggro decks. Most of the time when you talk about that, you're talking about Sabine. But when Boba has his really good starts and you don't really get your gears grinding just yet, he does the exact same thing. Boba Yellow, it is an aggro deck, man. It is an aggro deck,
and it can move, at times it can move shockingly fast.
Horrendously fast. How do we solve that? Can we go into our Palpatine sideboard and find anything here?
Yeah, let's take a look at this. You mentioned Traitorous earlier, and what's interesting is I don't see that in his list.
Whoa, 0 Traitorous in main and side?
Now, we do have a choose sides, but again, we're going to have to survive, right, until we can get that out.
That's correct. I think the best thing sitting in Hunter's sideboard here is a Gladiator Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, protects us from a fire spray on the same turn. That's not bad. But we died. We were dead to rights way before fire sprays came down, at least on curve that day.
Right.
Fire sprays came down before curve because Triple Dark Raid is a pretty sweet one.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. That's he's got plenty of Sentinels in his deck. I wondered if he just Heart of the Cards there wasn't quite with him in game 1. We've got the Dark Troopers. We've got the Royal Guards, got plenty of officials there for the early plays.
The Gamorrean Retainers too, we saw that come down.
Yeah.
It's really interesting because in set 1, right, to just kind of like travel back in time a little bit, in set 1, when Yellow Boba was all the rage, not that he isn't still all the rage, but, bear with me here. When the Yellow Boba Rise really came in set 1, Double Green Palpatine was kind of the deck that rose up in response to that to start, like, winning all of the showdowns around here. I think that matchup was quite Palpatine favored in set 1. It was tough for Yellow Boba to go as fast all the time, and a lot of his plays were a lot more vulnerable to certain things. Nowadays, though, I mean, how do you think that matchup still looks, barring what we just saw on screen, because that was obviously a complete, a complete steamroll. Barring that, in general, what do you think that double green versus double yellow Palp versus Boba matchup feels like nowadays on average?
I think the Yellow Boba is favored into this.
I think it is
double green Palp.
I think the tables have totally turned.
Yeah, I agree with you. And just getting cards like Triple Dark Raid in set 2 is just even more gas to pile on, like we were talking about. And so we also get Mercenary Gunship. It's a really strong turn 1 play, 3 power. Space unit right there, which is really pretty tough to handle. And so even from the get-go, we can start really applying a lot of pressure. And he's even got some kind of interesting stuff in his list too, with obviously got the Lurking Ties in the main, Pirated Starfighter, just in case we need to bounce something back.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. I think stuff like Bazine has changed this matchup quite a bit too. Bazine being able to rip the key pieces like the barrages and the ramp is insane. Just having more direct removal if you want to start doing McClunky shenanigans is really good. I think Triple Dark Raid to really juice like the unfair come in ready aggro in those few turns. It changes the texture a lot. Something that's that we might come see from the sideboard, a new adventure. A new adventure on the thing Palp steals is ridiculously good.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
You're right. That's a great anti-Palp.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, it's nuts. Really it's so strong. And also just, being able to replay your fire spray and deal another 5 right away. Like, it is specifically so good against Palpatine because it's going to, like, it's gonna for 2 resources completely out his robbery, and also just be another insanely amazing aggro extender card.
Yeah, I will say I'm not a huge fan of McClunky in the Boba Yellow builds. It feels kind of like an anti-pattern or non-bow, if you will, for what we're trying to do, because we want board presence, we want to push the damage, But I get that there are times I know I felt playing Boba Yellow and I'm like, man, I really just need to kill that thing, and it's nice to have an outlet to be able to do that.
I think it depends pretty heavily on your build, personally. I think if you're playing Greedos and Dr. Evazons, McClunky is a must.
True.
We don't see Greedo in this list, but we do see triple Dr. Evazon in this list. And I think that triple Dr. Evazon with 0 McClunkies is wildly courageous.
No, that's true. Yeah,
I think that is so scary. However, I do think that when you put those 2 together, it is really good. I think if you're going to put Dr. Evazon in your double yellow Boba deck, it does need to be alongside McClunky. This is a snapshot reflexes.
I love it
on a lurking type. This is gangster. No, I like this a lot. I like this a lot. A lot of people have sung the praises of Hot Shot Blaster, and obviously that card is very strong. But ECL the Star Viper and we kill it on the crackback due to the snapshot. So good.
That's big,
That is really, really massive. But a lot of people remember way back in set 1 Green Boba where people started playing what was it? Recruit. Because you always had that one extra resource lying around. I think that's kind of what the snapshot does in this deck.
I like it. Yeah, snapshot's great.
It's sweet. And it being able to go on the ships is really big. This is a bit more of a lurking TIE Phantom ship build. So that over the Hot Shot Blasters does make a lot of sense. Makes a ton of sense.
Any of those cards like that, the Snapshot Reflexes, the Hot Shot Blaster, like you said, any of these cards that have that action economy of cheating the actions like that are just so good. And the fact that it can hit the space unit, like you mentioned, is really key.
It is really, really good. We lost our Lurking TIE Phantom, which is, kind of the beginning of the downfall, but being able to replace it with a 7 Fleet Defender is really good.
Looking for a smuggle card, right?
Ooh, what are we? A little bit of Bazine action. I like a little bit of Bazine action here.
Wow.
Whoa,
okay.
That's interesting.
Do you take anything?
Honestly, maybe you just leave them with that hand. I mean, if you can't get rid of...
Barrage, probably, yes.
Yeah, I think he just drew another barrage. I'm like 99% sure he did. I feel like I saw the like reddish orange of the background. No, he drew a crumb. That's the reddish orange I was seeing as the weird pinkish salmon skin of salacious Yeah, that is a really interesting hand though, because I think there is an argument to take nothing because I think you probably lose to one really good barrage anyway.
Yeah.
So let them keep both and just say you have to work hard to draw into a target now.
Yeah.
I can see that argument. But also with the insane board that Brett has right now, maybe we don't lose to one barrage.
That's possible, true.
I think that's totally fine.
Because none of our units are damaged. So, we're going to have to go the full barrage, to try and get this thing out. Veers is interesting.
Veers coming in from the sideboard. I like Veers a lot, too. Veers just changes a lot of things. Your Vader's swinging for 6. I'm not sure how important that is in this matchup, per se.
Yeah.
I can't think of any interactions off the top of my head, unless you want Vader to, solo a Zuckuss. That's not bad. That's not bad. He does also buff your Sentinels, which is sometimes quite relevant if you can get a Veers Royal Guard set up. Although, man, that is so hard to do against Cunning Boba.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, they're so bounceable. They're just so bounceable.
Veers is one of these cards that's just it's got the Sentinel keyword on it, even though it doesn't.
Sort of.
It's just like we just got to kind of get this thing out of here. We'll see.
I think so. I think what Brett was thinking about here is, do I kill this Veer so he can't barrage it?
Yeah.
Right? Which I think is not a bad argument. I mean, with the position that Hunter is in right now, I think if you just keep him off of a barrage target, I legitimately don't know what he can do.
I do like that. That's interesting, attacking with Boba first before using any resources either. So he's locked himself into the 6, which, maybe we're not so afraid of a surprise strike. And I guess he's protecting, if he's got a fire spray, I suppose he's protecting that from the barrage, which makes sense.
Sure. This is funny. Piet gets to swing into Boba and survive because of Veers. I mean, we're just going all gas, no brakes right now, which I guess,
it's an aggro deck,
swinging with Boba first, just, it's probably not a misplay. It probably just kind of, telegraphs a little bit about what our hand is, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is the most powerful unit on the board at the moment, too, so you want to get the we're pushing damage to base, like you mentioned.
Correct.
So, that makes sense.
There's Aura, we don't swing Boba first, and then a Sentinel comes down.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is probably what we were truly thinking about there when it comes to, do we swing with him first?
Yeah.
Do we kill the Veers?
So here comes Fire Spray.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the Fire Spray here, oh my god, he's got so many units.
Okay, so he's going to try and ping Fire Spray then, right? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we've sacrificed Crumb to ping the Fire Spray.
Yeah.
And then we get to flip and steal it next turn.
And then we see
But we're at 21 now.
Came in from the sideboard.
I mean, we're at 21.
Yeah,
even if
this
if we flip and steal here, I don't think there's any one card action here on 8 that can. I guess could a Walker do it with the Piet ambush? Take out Boba, heal us for 6. Fire Spray swings, doesn't kill us. We flip, take Fire Spray, we die to the other ships. Yeah, I don't know that there's. I think we've just taken too much damage here.
Yeah.
This might be the downfall of the ECL here on the Palpatine.
Yeah,
Maybe not the experimentation that we were hoping for. We do have the Gladiator Star Destroyer. Okay, that does change things a little bit. Gladiator Star Destroyer does have ambush right now. So it could ambush, kill one of the little ships, or just kill the Fire Spray.
Right.
And then it can make itself a Sentinel, or it could make Veers a Sentinel.
Yeah.
No, I guess none of those actions. Oh my god, he shows another Fire Spray. Yeah, there were. I think there were some Gladiator plays there that survived us for like one more action, but it wasn't a winning line. No. It was never going to be a winning line. I think is really what kind of led to the fist bump there for the end of that game.
Yep.
Well, that was brutal, dude. A complete 180 from this player matchup that we saw last time in the finals of the Store Showdown.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know. Cutting Boba's scary, dude.
Cutting Boba is very scary.
It's also a lot scarier when you're on a 25 hit point base.
Yeah, it's definitely much scarier than that. And this is, I mean, the ECL Palp has had some success and stuff. Hunter obviously very accomplished with Palpatine.
100%,
so,
yeah.
It's just a tough matchup, man. That
it is really tough.
So fast.
It is really tough when the aggro comes out. On top of the fact that we do have Sabine's registered today.
Yes.
This might be a tough day for Hunter bringing this ECL ticket. Now I know, he didn't just kind of pull us out of nowhere. I know just from speaking with Hunter that he did go to the PQ in Dallas not too long ago, and
quite well too. So.
He did quite well. He was in the top 32, right?
Yeah, I believe it was.
Yeah, he was quite up there. But he spoke to some of the PALP players there that were on ECL, and they kind of showed him some technology. I think he was hoping to sort of explore that today, but it might just not be the day to do that with all this aggro running around. It's going to be scary.
Hey everybody, we're back and we're here with Brett. We're in the first round, so you got your revenge.
I guess, yeah.
As much as it is, yeah. All right, cool.
Thanks, the final boss.
Exactly, yeah. So, thanks for joining us here. So we'll talk a little bit about the deck list here. So you brought Boba Green last time. So you're going Boba Yellow this time. What's the thing there?
This is the deck list that won the Planetary Qualifier, and the guy didn't bring a sideboard.
Got it. Yes.
So,
sideboards are for noobs, right?
Yeah, I brought a sideboard. I didn't use it.
Yeah.
It's everything that I was trying to make work at some point, with set 2, and I'm very comfortable with double yellow Boba because I read that a lot in set 1. So when I saw the list and it has Chimera, I was like, this is everything I was trying to do, and I know how to play it.
Yeah.
And I also haven't played in the last couple weeks, so it's just like I rolled out of bed. It's like, I'll go.
Cool.
Just bring a quick deck, So.
Yeah, definitely. I know having faced off against you, you're very comfortable with the mono cutting varieties of cat or Boba.
There's a lot of nuance to the lines, but also there's not that much nuance to just putting a bunch of units on the board. So
sometimes just turning units sideways works really well.
I'm just swinging for base.
So how do you? We were talking a bit about the matchup with the mono Boba versus mono green Palp. How do you feel about that? Do you feel favored kind of into those types of matchups?
I don't know. I mean, you've seen what that form of deck can do. And, he didn't really get any ramp out. So that was part of it. If he gets a resupply in there. But the thing with this deck is it's so quick that, go ahead, resupply. I'm just going to keep swinging through your base. So it's just such an aggressive deck that I think it probably counters Palp. Whereas if it was like Kiara, you know, green or whatever, then she's just going to power the dark side of my stuff. But there's Looking Tie Phantom. So just not having any direct removal probably makes this deck like 65% against that.
Ramp is great, but when you can triple Dark Raid into a Fire Spray, things get real tough.
Yeah, I mean, well, the whole list is vehicles, so it's just like, cool, all right, get something out. You know?
Sure, yeah.
So, it's really interesting.
Are you going to, does this got the tie advanced plan?
No,
it is.
It's just pure, you know,
okay.
Bunch of vehicles. The only ground units are just Evazin, which makes sense because he just swings for 3 with a shield, so hopefully you get 6 in by the time he's dead. Bazine, because that's great. And with Bodhi.
Yeah.
Didn't even see Bodhi. And then, same thing. I was always really trying to get the Pirated Starfighter to work, even in set 1.
Yeah.
And there's a lot there. And now it's like, okay, well, look at your targets. I'll just bring Bodhi back.
Yep.
It also counters Bosk. Cool. I'll just get rid of your silly upgrades, you know?
Yep.
And, it's pretty interesting.
Cool.
So, and you could even target, if you were sneak attacking, target the sneak attack target, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That would totally work, yeah.
Then you're keeping it.
Yeah.
So
perfect.
Or like late game, target the Fets and then put them, like there's just a ton of stuff there.
Yeah, definitely a lot of lines of play on that one. Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
And it's a 3/4.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot for joining us for this. Congrats on the round 1 win there, and good luck to you in the further rounds.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. We'll be back.